Welcome to the Business Women Australia podcast show, the podcast that brings together industry leaders to discuss the latest trends, insights and strategies. So sit back and relax, let's get inspired by the amazing women who are shaping the future of professional women in Australia. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome everyone to our Business Women Australia podcast show. Today I am very lucky to have two special guests with me. So bear with me while I try and do my best introductions ever, because our first guest is no stranger to the Business Women Australia podcast, and we love having her here. And she's the head of Thryv Australia and New Zealand and has a deep passion for empowering small businesses to grow and adapt. And with over 25 years of experience across media, education and technology, Elise has spent 2 decades at Thryv driving its success, which has led to it to become employer of choice 2 years in a row. And one of Elise's greatest rewards comes from helping small businesses streamline operations, enabling them to grow, thrive, focus and do what they love. So very warm welcome, Elise.
Thank you.
And my second guest is a seasoned professional in the alterations industry with an impressive journey spanning 36 years. Megan has witnessed a steady growth in her business from being a home business to having a dedicated shop of 20 years and flourishing even during challenging economic times. And with a keen eye for client visions, Megan excels at translating ideas into perfectly tailored results that leave customers delighted. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you for having me.
And just so people know, one of the great things that we've had brought to us is Elise has actually come forward and connected us with Megan, as Megan's been a valued customer, well, valued, what do we call it? Customer of Thryv? Client? Yeah. For a while now, and has seen some really great success with you. So, and we love it because I also love to connect to another Perth business, because we feel a bit left out when we're behind Melbourne and Sydney sometimes.
Yes.
So we're going to get into it because there's a lot to cover about what we're talking about today, because we're talking about digital strategies for small business owners, and it's something that a lot of businesses really need to take into a big consideration. So for the first of all, Elise, Thryv is all about helping small businesses succeed. So can you tell us about Thryv's mission and why it's so important for traditional small businesses to start embracing the digital technology?
Yeah, absolutely, Leanne. And I think for more than 100 years, our organisation has been around. And I think Megan would probably know from 20 and 30 years ago when she started her business, the world was a lot simpler. You had some business cards, you maybe put an ad in the newspaper or on the yellow pages, and that was kind of the avenues and channels that you had to worry about. But as times have progressed over the years, the world has got incredibly complex. You need a website, you need to think about social media. People want to talk to you through a variety of channels online. And it is a lot for small businesses to be able to kind of keep up with those trends. And so as a business and an organisation, we've really taken it upon ourselves to make sure that we keep up with all of the latest trends so that we can support our clients in the background. And I think when I hear success stories like Megan's success stories, and I've had the privilege of heading over to WA and going to Megan's shop and spending some time with Megan while Megan was going through an onboarding call with the team, and to see the impact firsthand it kind of gives you purpose, and it reminds you of why we do what we do here at Thryv.
And Megan, you've been using Thryv in your own business, Megan Adele Alterations. Tell us about your business and what changes you have seen and how you manage things since you've adopted these new digital tools.
Well, in 20 years, I've seen a lot. You know, I've been through the GFC, I've been through COVID, I've been through a lot of things, and I've had to learn to adapt to every situation. And I've realised the way to go is technology. And when the Thryv app was presented to me, I thought, what a great way to go. And to be able to use this and to reach out to people, it's really changed my business quite considerably on how I operate and how I do things. I also have, the ability to reach out to lots more people. And you just, I don't have business cards, and people say, why don't you have business cards? And I go, I don't need it. All you need to do is look up my name and everything's there. And with the app, my ranking is quite high on Google and places. So when people type in clothing alterations, there I am, right at the top. So this has really revolutionized my business. And I don't have enough good things to say about it. I tell everybody I know about it. Everybody I know. I even got my nephew in Adelaide who has a limousine business on board. He's doing that. He's with Thryv now. So it's just an amazing product.
Oh, I love hearing that so much, because Thryv has, its calendar and scheduling tools. What type of businesses do you think, Elise, get the most from managing their time and clients more effectively?
The really interesting thing with Thryv is it works on such a broad scale and a broad set of organizations, from businesses. And Megan was just giving a few examples. Megan runs an alterations business and her nephew runs a limousine business in Perth. You could be a dentist or an accountant or a Pilates studio. And I think the beauty of the Thryv software is we really tailor it to work for your business. And so I get really excited when I see the success stories on the other side. And how can you not get excited when you kind of hear stories like what Megan was just sharing then? I think we all live to have kind of a purpose and a why. And the why we do what we do at Thryv is absolutely to create moments like Megan's moment where we have kind of transformed her business, and to be able to support people with tools and technology just to make their life easier. So that maybe you're getting bookings coming into your scheduler while you're sleeping and while you're kind of knocked off at the end of the day, that people can still transact and work along with your business. But I think also for those businesses that want to drive repeat business, for the air conditioning customer to be able to email all of his clients on a scorching hot Perth day and remind them that they might want to get their air conditioning service to ensure that they continue to get great service from it. So I think there is such a broad set and a broad scale of kind of customers that Thryv works for. And we absolutely make sure that we sort of tailor the end solution for the customer.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about it, and I've seen this with you, Elise, especially the way you talk, is when people come from a small business, it can be really scary to start to embrace this digital side, because a lot of people aren't always used to taking that step. And the fact that, you've come in and, with Megan, you've gone in and you've sat with her. So that's one example. And a lot of people go, oh, I'm just a small business, I don't need this. And it's like, to actually come in and help people strategize and give them their time back. I don't think people realize how much time you get back with Thryv as well, which is amazing. But Megan, you've been able to let clients book your appointments directly online. So how has that streamlined your daily operations and given you more times and aspects for your business?
It's really good. It helps me keep everything organized. And, for instance, this morning I've just had a bride with all her 5 bridesmaids book in for January next year. And it keeps sending me a reminder that I've got someone booked in at 9 o'clock on the Saturday. And I really love this. I get an alert when someone's contacted me through Thryv, and I immediately answer. No matter what I'm doing, I stop and I answer straight away. And people are like, oh, you've answered me straight away. That's really good. And I think that's really important. I don't leave it to the end of the day to contact people. I contact them straight away and get something organized. And I think it's just great that, you get the little notification coming through saying so-and-so has put in a request. So this bride asked for quotes and everything else like that. But before I got back to with quotes, she booked, because I believe I contacted her immediately after I got the notification that she had contacted me. And I think that's really important. People need to know that not only can they do this, but the person at the other end is watching out and listening and responding to them. So it's a marvelous tool. And it just, every week I have a set of dates and the reminders of who's coming in and when. So when I greet them at the door, I go, "Hello, Elizabeth. I'm Megan. Nice to meet you." And people just love that. They really do. They love being recognised as something and feeling important. And I just got a review from someone that said that booked online through Thryv and said that they enjoyed the greeting and that they felt really comfortable and the job was done really well and in a timely fashion. And that's because they booked through the Thryv. And they were greeted as, "Hello," their name,
That's amazing.
"How are you?" And that's important. People like that. People really do like that. I like that. So everyone's got to like that.
Megan, you're dealing with people at the most important moment in time. Someone's getting married. That's a life milestone, and to give them that level of confidence is incredible.
Yep, because there's nothing harder than dealing with brides.
No.
It's a very stressful time for them, and being able to keep them comfortable and at ease, it's really important. And, using the app and reminding me when they're coming in for a fitting so I don't forget, it's really important.
And I love that using that digital space to create a personal experience. You usually don't see the two actually talk about being integrated so well. And, because we seem to go things that get less personal, we want that customer service. But by using it, like having that like instant connection is something,
and it's important.
We don't always get. And that's beautiful.
Yeah, and customer service for me is my top priority, and this helps me keep that with, letting me know who's coming in and when.
Love it. And what about social media? What does Thryv do for you with your social media, and what's required from your side of things?
Well, I don't have to do a lot. They send me out every 3 months what they're going to put in for my social media, and I have a look at it, and if I don't like something, I'll take it out, or if I want to add to it, I add to it. I can also input myself. I can actually go into the product and put something of my own in on top of what they're already got booked in for me. So I don't have to spend as much time thinking about it because they do a lot of it for me, and I have 100% input on what goes in and what doesn't go in. So that's really important too, because I don't need someone saying I can fix a pair of shoes or a handbag or something, because I don't do that, So that's really important to be able to use social media, and everybody's on social media doing things. You've got Instagram, you've got a new one called Threads, you've got
Facebook.
Facebook. There's all of that, and I use it all. Yeah, and I find it's really good, and I even get contact via those avenues as well, not just from Thryv, but via Facebook, via Instagram, via Threads. So that's good as well. Sometimes it's a bit hard to keep up with everybody, but I do my darndest.
Oh, it's a good thing to be hard to keep up sometimes when you've got that much business coming your way as well.
Yep, it's pretty busy, very busy, especially right now with Christmas coming.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
So, and Elise, we've talked about how, especially small businesses coming in to the digital world and starting to digitize their operations. A lot of business owners can get quite overwhelmed at the thought of, taking this step. What do you do with them, and how do you help them for those who aren't sure?
I think it's a really good question, Leanne, and I think Megan's probably a good example. And just if we reflect on the social media comment earlier, managing all of these social media platforms can be incredibly complex, let alone designing custom posts that are going to go on Instagram or are going to go on Facebook and different channels. And if we can alleviate some of that burden, and by using AI and using our team, can create and help schedule a bunch of posts for you that are going to be scheduled to go out at a frequency that's right for your business. So maybe 2 or 3 times a week over the course of the month. And really, you can get that schedule up front to say, here's what we're going to post for you over the next month, and be able to approve them. The benefit and efficiency that that drives into somebody's business is significant, because Megan can focus on doing what she's doing, and that's managing an incredibly successful alterations business over in WA, and not have to worry about sitting there and thinking, what am I going to talk about on Facebook tomorrow? And so I think it is really just supporting them in the background to kind of enhance what they're doing. And I think the beauty of being a small business owner is people like to be able to interact with that business. So doing it in a really personable way, so that it has the look and feel of what Megan would deliver in her business.
And what about the people who aren't really familiar with what a CRM is and what it can do? Can you just break that down a little bit so our listeners can get a better understanding?
Absolutely. So I think for a lot of businesses, all businesses rely on clients. And for a lot of businesses, they don't always necessarily keep track of those clients. So Leanne, if you were to come and do business with me today, I should really hold on to and store your details somewhere, because in 3 months' time, maybe I want to reach back out to you and say, hey, would you like to come and have a conversation with me about X, Y, and Z? And so I really think for a lot of small businesses, being able to just capture the data initially for the clients that you're doing business with, and being able to use it for a reason that works for you. Now, sometimes that reason may be, if we transact, maybe I want to ask for a referral at the end of it, or maybe I want to ask for a Google review at the end of it. And by having that information centrally stored, it makes it really easy to do so. But if your business got really quiet in February of next year and you really wanted to fill up the diary, you would be able to maybe email out your customer database with a special offer and allow them to instantaneously book in to fill up those kind of quiet moments during the year. Or maybe you just want to use it to stay connected with your customers, to keep them up to date with what you're doing in your business and how you're going about it. So I think it is just another tool to be able to help businesses communicate with and engage their customer base. And I think all of the tools and technology that exist can be so overwhelming for a business owner. So I think we really try and make it simple so that it becomes easier to use for you. And I think for anyone that is overwhelmed, start small and just pick 1 or 2 things to be able to tick off the list to start with. And maybe it is designing a new website and setting up some listings online, but then maybe it is taking your marketing to the next level so that you can absolutely drive lots more revenue and customers into your business. But being able to work with someone and take it at their pace, because the world of digital is completely overwhelming for a lot of small business owners. So if we can make it a little bit easier, or a little bit, I suppose, more adaptable to working in and around their business, it is a really positive news story for business owners.
And I think you've touched on something there that's actually really important, because this time of year is when businesses do start to think about, well, I've got a bit of a quiet time. I need to strategize for 2025. How am I going to take that moving forward? And to actually have a plan in place is always a good thing when you're starting to look at the next year. And
Absolutely.
obviously, each quarter. So, like I said, I've taken on my new thing of, next year's 2020 Thryv, and it just so happens that we've had this podcast. But to really take it in and start setting that schedule is super important. And I'm just going to flip it back over to Megan. So bear with me, because I've been taking a few notes. So if I look like I'm reading, I am, but I want to get these right. You've partnered with Srihari, one of the onboarding specialists, when you're setting up with Thryv software. Now that the hard work is done, how do the features actually help you seamlessly manage your business and with your client records and bookings?
Well, the onboarding was a little overwhelming in the beginning, but the people at Thryv are really marvelous at helping you get past all that and teaching you how to do it, and their support is amazing. And I found it in the end quite a simple thing. Not simple, but I understood it better because I'm not very tech minded at all. Now I have the ability to do a lot more, especially with the new marketing
center.
Yeah, and I can do campaigns and things like that, and they're good for quiet times if I had a quiet time. But I'm going to definitely be planning that over my break and into the new year of what I want to do. And it's very simple to use when you actually look at it when it's there. Everything is in place, and you can just click on it and read what you need to do. It's not hard to do, not hard to do at all. It's really quite simple to use. And setting up campaigns and things, you've got the advantage of using AI, and you can just ask what you want and it'll give you something that might be appropriate. I don't know that I completely use it to the fullest extent that I should have, but I certainly give it a red hot go to be able to use it to my fullest advantage. And I have the benefits to show what it's done for me, as far as my business goes. It's managed to double my turnover in the last couple of years, which is just amazing. And I attribute it to using the Thryv app, being out there. So, yeah. And I really enjoyed doing my onboarding because it was put into my language. It wasn't something that was too hard for me to understand. And if I didn't get it, they just go back and say A, B, C, and D. And then I got it. So it was a very enjoyable experience doing the onboarding. Yes, for sure.
Oh, and I love to hear how much your business has doubled from it.
It's just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah, it's just amazing. I will be going into 2.5 times my normal turnover shortly. It's just going from strength to strength to strength. And I believe it's a lot attributed to how I do the marketing of myself and the business through Thryv. They're the best.
And I think a lot of small businesses do go in where you see people get into small business and they are the engine of the business. And they start on this, it's almost like they've got to do everything at once. And they I call it the rat wheel. They keep going around managing everything. So it sounds like you've actually, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you've come in and it's just been a massive offload on how much you have to personally do now so that you can actually focus on the things that you're good at.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. My place is behind the machine or with a customer, and to have to think every single day about getting myself out there and putting my brand out there, it's really good. And this has worked so well for me. It has worked so well. I can't praise it enough. It's just amazing. Just amazing.
So I'm going to put the same question to you, but I'll ask you first, Megan. So just as we wrap up, do you have any advice that you would like to share with small business owners or anyone going into small business?
I think anyone going into small business needs to find their niche in the market, do something that somebody else isn't doing, or do something better than what somebody else is doing. And that's what I aim for. When I took on the business, I wanted to be the best in WA. I want to be the best. And I don't know that I am the best, but I'm right up there. I know that I'm right up there. And I think you need to look towards using technology to help get your brand out there. That is definitely a must. You need to be able to understand what your clients' needs are, or what you want to market, and to how you want to market it. And with Thryv, they help you in the how, and they help you in the where. And anyone that's already in business and thinks they could do better, then they need to get on board and have a look at this product, because I think it's just amazing. I'm just surprised that more people don't use more social media in their businesses, and use more products like Thryv. You know, I think Thryv's the only one out there doing this at the moment, but I think they're just, what they have is just really, really good. I mean, I did white pages, I've done yellow pages, I've done a lot of different things, but this is the one that has worked the best for me. And I think that people, if you want a successful business, then you need to get on board with Thryv and get out there and do it. Just do it.
Love it.
I think, Megan, sitting there, I'm like blown away as well by kind of your story, because I think you are you run an incredible alterations business, and I think our goal in life is to make your life easier. We want you sitting behind a sewing machine and making money and finding new customers,
which you do.
And if we can make that a little easier for small business owners. So if you're a yoga instructor, your time's valued sitting in front of a class, running a yoga class. It's not sitting in the office trying to figure things out for yourself. So I think hearing stories firsthand like Megan's really does, it gives me my why, and kind of the why that we exist as a business, because we want to enhance and support small businesses right across Australia, New Zealand, and more broadly. Thryv is a global brand. And so to hear the impact that you make on a small business owner is pretty phenomenal. And I think it definitely gives you a really positive sort of spring in your step every day to know that there's stories like Megan sprinkled right across the globe that are having an incredible impact on their organisation.
Yeah, there's no more going into it thinking, what kind of day am I going to have? I can go into work every day and be confident that I'm going to have a really good business day of seeing lots of people, because I have bookings, I have the social media working for me. I don't ever worry, and if one day is a little bit quieter than the next, well, that's just a day I can catch up on, because I know the next day it won't be like that, and it's just amazing what this product has done for my business. It really is. I just can't speak more highly of it. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And people just need to get on board and use it. Have a look. And there's so many different parts of it that you can use, and other parts that you don't have to use. I already have a POS, but I also I can connect my Thryv to that. So everybody is all in my system all at once. So it's just, I keep a record of everything. It keeps everybody's names and numbers. And like Elise said, you can send an email out saying, hey, I'm having a special. Do you want to come in? Or, I celebrated 20 years this year of being in the business. And had I had time, I could have sent out something saying, hey, I'm having a party. Do you want to come in? And I can just contact everybody that way. It's just so easy to use. That's the beauty of it. It's easy to use. It's not hard to use. I'm a 62-year-old woman and I figured it out. It's great. And half the time I can't even figure out how my phone works. So, this is just really good.
I was going to say we're winning then, Megan. If we've got you over the iPhone, we're definitely winning on ease of use then.
Yeah, no, it's a very easy product to use. It's not hard to do. The amount of support you get as well, if you've got a problem, you just go to your side tab and press support, and someone will get back to you. You've got immediate help. It's just not hard to use. And I just love it. I really do. I just think it's the best thing I ever did. The best thing. And I was cautious, I was, is this really going to work for me? Or, give it the 6 months. Well, in 6 months, it was just like, okay. And then, in 12 months, it's like, oh, my dear, I need more staff. And then in 2 years, I've doubled my turnover. And I'm heading for way more than that. I know that I am. And it's because I had the support of Thryv. So, yeah, it's just great. I just think it's a great product.
Oh, that's amazing. And I'm very excited as well, Megan, to continue to follow along your journey, because I think it has been so lovely to find out about your story and to firsthand see the impact that we've had. I'm excited to see what the future holds, because I've got no doubt it's going to go way beyond the 2.5 times turnover that you've got at the moment.
I believe that too. I just hope I can survive it, but I believe that too. No, it's been.
You've
really
already
excellent.
survived the GFC. Is it the?
Yeah, the GFC,
the
the 2008
and
GFC.
COVID,
I survived COVID, and
you can definitely survive success.
Yes, yeah. No, it's been a wonderful, wonderful product to use, and I enjoy, and still using it, and it's something that I will use until I've decided I don't want to work anymore.
Forever. We've got a partnership going now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in it for the long haul, most definitely. And everybody else that's in small business really needs to get on board and have a look.
And Elise, for the small businesses the business owners who are ready to go into using digital tools in 2025, where do you suggest that they start?
Yeah, so I think for any small business owner, and I think Megan was a good example. We didn't necessarily completely transform her business and do everything all at once. And so I always think start where you've got your biggest pain point or your biggest problem, and try and solve things 1 or 2 problems at a time. Because if you try and transform the world in a day and give someone a whole bunch of new tools and processes, it's hugely overwhelming. And so I think if we can help someone be found online a little bit easier, if we can help someone make their phone ring or get bookings so that they're coming into the shop tomorrow and they've already got a bunch of bookings sitting there, but problem by problem kind of work with them, it can be daunting. So that's where I really like to start small and pick off those problems. And if your biggest problem was cash flow, go and tackle cash flow and follow up on getting those outstanding invoices and those outstanding bills paid, and build your confidence that way.
Love that. And so just as we finish up, Megan, how can everybody find you?
Yes. Go to Megan Adele or www.meganadelealterations.com.au. I have an amazing website. And am I allowed to say where I am?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely are.
Yeah, I'm in Coode Street in South Perth. Can't miss me.
And I was going to say the best in the business. So absolutely.
Thank you.
Megan Alterations. Team,
I have really good staff too. I have really good staff as well. So we work well as a team. So, but my best partnership is Thryv.
Love it.
I love that. Elise, we've got all the seasoned business owners and the new business owners coming through. How are they going to be able to find you and to find Thryv for 2025?
So if you'd like to find out more information, absolutely jump on thryv.com.au. There's some amazing testimonials on the site. You can see a really lovely one that Megan has done for us. You can find out more information, but you can also request a free software demonstration so that we can give you an overview of how Thryv can help your business.
Fantastic. And for everyone else, if you get lost in the details, we have Elise and a gorgeous face on our Business Women Australia profile on our website. Please reach out. Thank you both so much for joining me today. I hope you
having me.
Have a gorgeous holiday season, whichever way you celebrate. I'm looking forward to Christmas. We've got Santa getting ready to come to our house, and an amazing 2025. Because obviously, Megan, we're going to be watching all your success coming through as well.
Oh, thank you. You guys have an amazing 2025, because I know mine's going to be fantastic.
It sure is. But thank you very much, Megan. I really appreciate doing the call with you today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And Elise, we look forward to Thryv being Employer of Choice 3 years in a row.
Absolutely. Here's fingers crossed, but I know it's going to happen. I have a lucky feeling.
Thank you, everyone. And we will see you next time on the Business Women Australia podcast show.
Thanks so much, Leanne.
Thank you, Leanne.
You have been listening to the Business Women Australia podcast show. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode and gained some valuable insights to empower you on your journey. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to stay updated in our latest episodes. And if you're not already a member of Business Women Australia, what are you waiting for? Head to our website today and join so that you can connect with a thriving community of inspiring women across Australia. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.